I see what it is. See, guys, if you level her up or she levels up on you while you're in the marriage or in the relationship, she's going to look down on you. She's going to treat you like you're a peasant. I'm a woman and I make more money than you. That means I'm better than you. And you're a man. You're not using your male privilege and I'm doing better than you. That's how they think about it. This woman had kids. She didn't even seem to care. But you know what, sir? Salute to you. Because guess what? You win. You win in the end. I love it. Ex-wife got the promotion, and I got the kids, the house, and the check. Hey man, a long-time listener here. Name's Gary. I'm 41, living out in the Carolinas, and I've got a story for your channel that I honestly never thought I'd be the one to tell. You always read those emails about the guy getting cheated on or left behind, and most of the time, he's got to rebuild from the bottom while she walks away with everything. Well, I'm one of the few where things flip the other way. Let me back this up to give you the full picture. When I first met my ex-wife, Tanya, she was the sweetest woman I had ever come across. We met at a friend's birthday dinner back in 2009. She was working in healthcare administration, and I was just a guy grinding in IT support. Nothing fancy, but it paid the bills. I remember thinking, she's driven, smart, and not superficial. That last one turned out to be a lie, but I'll get to that. We dated for about 2 years and got married in 2011. The first few years were honestly great. We had our first child, my daughter, in 2013. Then my son came in 2016. Life was steady. We weren't rich, but we weren't struggling either. She made around 70K. I was at 62K. And together we managed a nice 3-bedroom house with a yard and a swing set out back. You know, American dream light. Tanya was always ambitious, and I respected that. I never once got in her way professionally. I did my share of the housework, helped with the kids, did bedtime routines, packed lunches when she worked late. I tried to be the kind of husband I didn't see growing up. We were a team, or so I thought. Around early 2022, her job started ramping up. New management, new opportunities, and Tanya put in for a regional director promotion. This was a 6-figure role, 129K a year, plus bonuses and perks. I was proud of her. She worked for it, or I thought she did. She got the job, and at first everything seemed fine. I thought we'd finally be able to take that summer vacation we kept putting off. I thought maybe she'd be less stressed, but instead, she got cold. It started with little things. She'd come home annoyed, always nitpicking. The way I folded laundry or how the kids were eating. Then she started rejecting intimacy. I don't mean tired once in a while. I mean total withdrawal. I brought it up, and she just said she didn't feel connected. But she wouldn't do anything to reconnect either. Fast forward a few months, and the shift was undeniable. She started acting like she was better than all of us. The kids would say things like, "Mom's always yelling," or "Why doesn't mom come to my soccer games anymore?" She wouldn't help with homework, wouldn't cook, and started dressing like she was going out on dates, even though she'd claim it was for work meetings. One night, I'm putting my son to bed and he asks, "Why does mommy only talk nice on the phone but mean at home?" That broke me a little. I knew something was off. You don't work your way up and suddenly start acting like your family is beneath you. So I did something I'd never done before. I looked through her email. I know, not proud of it, but when your gut is screaming, you listen. She left her laptop open one night and I clicked through her inbox. It took me 5 minutes to find it. An email from her boss, the owner of the damn company. Subject line, "I miss our last night together." I opened it and felt like I got kicked in the chest. He was thanking her for making him feel alive again, talking about the hotel they went to, how he's glad she's finally where she belongs. You want to know the kicker? The timestamp on that email was 2 weeks before she got the promotion. I kept reading and found more. Flirty exchanges, references to keeping it quiet for the board. She had qualified on paper, sure, but the way she got the job was through her back, not her resume. There were two other applicants, both just as qualified. One of them I knew personally. Great dude, solid work ethic, and married too. She beat him out, and now I knew why. I didn't say anything right away. I copied the emails to a USB, then reached out to a lawyer my cousin had used in his divorce. His name was Carl. Older guy, sharp as a tack, no nonsense. I met him at his office that Friday and laid out everything. He looked at me, nodded, and said, "You've got leverage. The key is using it wisely." Carl told me if I went to the company and got her fired, I'd be shooting myself in the foot. Why? Because then she'd be broke and I'd be chasing down support payments from someone unemployed. Made sense. Instead, he drafted a plan to go for full custody of the kids, request spousal support, alimony, and child support, all while keeping it clean. He said the courts wouldn't care who cheated unless it affected the kids. But the emails? Those showed a shift in her priorities, and we could use that to show neglect and lack of engagement with the children. We documented everything: her absence at school events, her lack of participation at home, the kids' own statements through a child advocate. And then we filed. The day she got served, she blew up my phone. "What the hell is this? You're being dramatic. We can fix this." Oh, now you want to fix things when the jig is up? I stayed calm, told her we could talk through lawyers, nothing else. The first court hearing was tough, not gonna lie. She cried, said I was manipulating the kids, said I was insecure because she made more. Her lawyer tried to flip it, saying I was using traditional gender roles to undermine her. But then we showed the timeline. My lawyer pulled out the school attendance records, showed how I was the one checking them in and out, meeting with teachers, even sitting through my daughter's IEP meetings. We had photo logs, statements from neighbors, even a report from the kid's guidance counselor. The emails? We didn't lead with them. We waited. By the second hearing, the judge was already leaning in our favor. When Carl submitted the emails as part of a pattern of behavior, you could see the air deflate out of her side. They tried to dismiss them as personal and irrelevant, but it was too late. It was clear. Tanya had emotionally checked out long before the divorce. The judge granted me full physical custody. She gets visitation twice a month. She pays me $1,149 in child support and another $610 in alimony. Monthly. I kept the house because it made the most sense for the kids to stay where they're comfortable. She got her car and a slap in the face from reality. It's been about 6 months since the divorce finalized. The kids are happier. My daughter told me the other day, "I like it better here. You listen." That hit me in a way I can't even explain. As for Tanya, word around the grapevine is that the owner she was messing with got divorced himself and is now being investigated by the Board for Ethics Violations. She still has her job, for now, but she's miserable. I don't take joy in that. I really don't. I just take peace in knowing I did right by my children. I told this story not to gloat, but to remind other men listening. Don't let the world convince you that just because you're a man, you don't deserve protection, support, or fairness. Document everything. Get a good lawyer. Be smart. Play the long game. Life after divorce. When the dust settled and Tanya moved out, the energy in the house changed overnight. Peace. Calm. No more walking on eggshells. No more snide comments about how I wasn't ambitious enough or how I should try being the breadwinner again. It was just me and the kids, and that was more than enough. We got into a rhythm. Homework right after school, dinner by 6:30, game nights on Fridays. I even started cooking more than just the basics. YouTube taught me how to make chicken, marsala, baked ziti, and even shrimp tacos, which the kids hated but pretended to like. I took on a couple freelance IT gigs in the evenings to supplement my income. And between that, her alimony, and child support, I was in a stable place for the first time in years. No nagging, no tension, no wondering why the woman who once looked at me like I hung the moon now looked at me like I was dirt under her shoe. Therapy helped too. I saw a guy named Dr. Z, older, gray beard, calm voice. First thing he said to me was, "Just because she changed doesn't mean you have to carry the shame." That hit hard. And the kids, man, the change in them was like watching color return to a faded photo. My daughter started doing better in school. My son got less clingy. They laughed more, slept better, stopped asking where their mom was all the time. The attempted comeback. It was 3 months post-divorce when Tanya started reaching out again. At first, it was under the guise of concern for the kids. Text, "How's Max doing with his spelling? He struggled last year." Then it turned into memories. "Do you still make grilled cheese with that garlic butter? The kids used to love that." Then came the check-ins about me. "You doing okay? You don't have to pretend you're not hurting. I know this has been hard on you too." I didn't respond to most of them. I kept it civil, short, and focused on logistics when needed. But she escalated one night. I was watching a movie with the kids, Back to the Future, if I remember right, when she just showed up at the house. No warning, no call. I opened the door, and there she was. Hair done, wearing some perfume I hadn't smelled in a year, eyes red like she'd been crying or practicing it. "Can we talk?" she asked. I stepped outside, shut the door behind me. She tried to hug me. I stepped back. I've made some mistakes, Gary," she started. "I lost sight of what mattered. That job, yeah, I wanted it, but I didn't mean to push you away." I let her talk. She did what a lot of people do when they're no longer holding the upper hand. They rewrite history. She tried to say we both gave up, that we stopped communicating, that we didn't prioritize each other. Nah, I told her straight. "You didn't just push me away, Tanya. You stepped over me on your way out the door, and you're only looking back now because life didn't turn out like you planned." She sniffled, said she was just trying to fix things. I said, "Then fix your relationship with the kids. They're the ones who miss you. But you and me, that chapter's over, permanently." She looked shocked, like she didn't expect me to say no. That's the thing about people who leave. They expect the door to stay unlocked in case they ever want back in. But I changed the locks a long time ago. The rumors and the breakdown. Turns out things weren't going too well for her. Her relationship with the company's owner fizzled out fast. I don't know if his wife found out or if he just got tired of her, but he stopped replying to her emails. Yes, I peeked once or twice via the kids' school portal. They share alerts. Rumors started swirling that her promotion might not stick after all. She started showing up late to the kids' scheduled visits. The kids noticed. My daughter stopped asking when she'd be back. My son said, "Mom always says she's coming, but then forgets." When you break your kid's trust, rebuilding it is like climbing a mountain with no rope. Then came the kicker. She got demoted, not fired, just moved laterally. No more bonuses, no more board meetings. She's back to managing a smaller team, and according to a friend of hers, yeah, word travels, she's bitter as hell about it. Suddenly, Tanya was the one asking for favors. She wanted to swap weekends. She wanted flexibility. She even asked if I'd consider reducing the alimony. I laughed. Politely, of course. A new chapter, but not a new wife. Now let me tell you something I didn't expect. Meeting someone new. It started at the gym. I picked up weightlifting during the divorce just to get out of the house and clear my head. I met this woman named Renee. She's a personal trainer, about 5 years younger than me, divorced herself, no kids. We talked after class one day, then again, then again. And before I knew it, we were texting every night and grabbing smoothies after workouts. Renee's different. She doesn't talk down to me. She doesn't nag. She doesn't compare incomes or status or any of that. She just shows up as herself. And maybe because of what we've both been through, we have this unspoken agreement. Honesty first, ego never. We've been seeing each other for about 5 months now. The kids like her. My daughter said, "She's fun, but she's not trying to be mom," which is perfect. That's not what I'm looking for either, but I'll say this loud and clear. I'm never getting married again. Not out of bitterness, not because I hate women, but because I value peace too much. I value being able to walk away if someone changes without it costing me half my soul in a courtroom visit. Renee knows this. We talked about it early. I said, look, I'll commit, I'll show up, I'll be loyal, but the government doesn't need to co-sign my relationships anymore. She respected that. And the more men I talk to, the more I hear the same thing. We're not broken. We're just done getting burned for trying to build something with someone who turns around and resents us for not being more powerful or ambitious than them. Marriage used to be about partnership. Now it feels like a business contract with emotional landmines built in. I've got 2 amazing kids, a peaceful home, and a woman who respects me. That's enough. Final thoughts. You know what's funny? Tanya still sends emails about once every 2 weeks. Sometimes she tries to respark old memories. Sometimes she sends long paragraphs about how empty her house feels now. She even hinted that we were meant to find our way back. I don't reply. The Gary she married in 2011 might have fallen for that. But 2025 Gary? Nah, he knows better. I don't hate her. I just don't trust her. And when trust is gone, it's gone. To any man listening to this, protect your peace. Don't let loneliness convince you to reopen doors God already closed. It's okay to love someone and still know they're not good for you anymore. And for the ones who got left behind just because they weren't flashy enough or rich enough, remember this: you were never the problem. You were the mirror. You showed her what real loyalty looked like, and she couldn't match it, so she broke it. But here's the good part: mirrors can be replaced. So that's my update. Life's good. The house is quiet, but it's filled with love. The kids are happy. I've got a woman who brings peace, not chaos. And every time I check my bank account and see that deposit from Tanya roll in, I smile. Not out of pettiness, but out of peace. Because for once I didn't lose.